Aegar, the Freezing Flame. The giant Aegar was born of a secret union between Kaldheim, king of the fire giants, and a frost giant matron. Raised among frost giants, he later sought out his father, earned respect among the fire giants, and now hopes to unite the giant tribes. In game terms, Aegar rewards overkill. If an opponent's creature or planeswalker takes more damage than it needs to be destroyed, and your giant, wizard, or a spell you control dealt damage to it that turn, you draw a card. A Giants-themed Aegar deck leans into big damage plus red removal. Your Giants and burn spells routinely deal excess damage, turning many removal spells into card draw. Lists often pair Aegar with other excess damage payoffs and efficient Giants to keep the pressure on while your hand stays full. Combo ideas for Aegar decks. Combo number 1. Toralf, God of Fury, plus Blasphemous Act. Required conditions: 1. Toralf, God of Fury is on your battlefield. 2. Blasphemous Act is in your hand. 3. You have enough mana to cast Blasphemous Act. Activating the combo: 1. Cast Blasphemous Act, dealing 13 damage to each creature. 2. Each creature an opponent controls who was dealt excess damage this way causes Toralf to trigger. 3. Resolve the first Toralf trigger, dealing an amount of damage to an opponent. 4. Repeat step 3 for each remaining triggers. Combo result: critical damage to opponents. Combo number 2, Pain for All, plus Dawnsire, Sunstar Dreadnought. Required conditions: 1. Pain for All is on your battlefield. 2. Dawnsire Sunstar Dreadnought is on your battlefield. 3. Pain for All is attached to a creature that can attack this turn. 4. Dawnsire has 10 or more charge counters on it. Activating the combo: 1. Declare the creature where Pain for All is attached to as an attacker. 2. Dawnsire triggers, dealing 100 damage to the creature where Pain for All is attached to. 3. Pain for All triggers, dealing 100 damage to each opponent. Combo result: critical damage to opponents. Combo number 3, Arcane Bombardment, plus Prismari command, plus Return the Favor. Required conditions: 1. Arcane Bombardment is on your battlefield. 2. Prismari command is exiled by Arcane Bombardment. 3. Return the Favor is in your hand. 4. You have no instants or sorceries in your graveyard. Then 5. You have an additional instant or sorcery card in hand. 6. You have not cast an instant or sorcery this turn. 7. You have enough mana to cast Return the Favor and the instant or sorcery spell in your hand. 8. Mana needed: 2 generic mana. Activating the combo: 1. Cast any other instant or sorcery, triggering Arcane Bombardment. 2. Holding priority, cast Return the Favor, and choose to pay an additional generic mana to select its first mode, then copy the Arcane Bombardment trigger. 3. Resolve the copy of the Arcane Bombardment trigger, exiling Return the Favor from your graveyard. 4. Copy Return the Favor, Prismari command, and all other cards exiled by Arcane Bombardment, and cast those copies without paying their mana costs. 5. As you cast the copy of Return the Favor, choose to pay an additional generic mana again to select its first mode, then target the Arcane Bombardment trigger again. 6. Resolve the copy of Prismari command, then choose the third mode to create a treasure token, and choose any other mode. 7. Activate the treasure token, then tap and sacrifice it, adding any colored mana to your mana pool. 8. Resolve the copy of Return the Favor, then copy the Arcane Bombardment trigger. 9. Repeat from step 4. Combo results: 1. Infinite Storm Count. 2. Infinite Magecraft triggers. 3. Infinite damage to any target. 4. Infinite looting for any number of players. 5. Destroy any number of artifacts. Combo number 4. Mizzix of the Izmagnus, plus Electrodominance, plus Reiterate. Required conditions: 1. Mizzix of the Izmagnus is on your battlefield. 2. Electrodominance is in your hand. 3. Reiterate is in your hand. 4. You have at least 3 experience counters. 5. Mana needed: 4 red mana. Activating the combo. 1. Cast Electrodominance, choosing X equals 3, but paying only 2 red mana due to Mizzix of the Izmagnus. 2. Mizzix of the Izmagnus triggers, causing you to get an experience counter. 3. Holding priority, cast Reiterate with buyback, but paying only 2 red mana due to Mizzix of the Izmagnus. 4. Resolve Reiterate, then copy Electrodominance and return Reiterate to your hand. 5. Resolve the copy of Electrodominance, dealing 3 damage to any target, and choose to cast Reiterate, including its buyback cost for 0 mana due to Electrodominance and Mizzix of the Izmagnus cost reductions. 6. Repeat from step 4. Combo results. 1. Infinite Storm Count. 2. Infinite Magecraft triggers. 3. Infinite damage to any target. Combo number 5. Stormsplitter, plus Sorcerer class, plus Haze of Rage. Required conditions. 1. At least 4 untapped Stormsplitters on your battlefield. 2. Sorcerer class is on your battlefield. 3. Haze of Rage is in your hand. 4. Sorcerer class is at least level 2. Activating the combo. 1. Activate a Stormsplitter you control, and tap it, adding blue or red mana that can only be spent to cast an instant or sorcery spell, or to gain a class level. 2. Repeat step 1 until you have enough mana to cast Haze of Rage, including its buyback cost. 3. Cast Haze of Rage with buyback. 4. Haze of Rage's Storm ability triggers. Each Stormsplitter you control triggers, and Sorcerer class's third ability triggers if it is level 3. 5. Resolve the Stormsplitter triggers, then create that many token copies of Stormsplitter. 6. Resolve the Sorcerer class trigger, if it's on level 3, dealing damage to any target equal to the number of instant and sorcery spells you've cast this turn. 7. Resolve the Haze of Rage trigger, copying it for each spell you've cast before it this turn. 8. Resolve all Haze of Rages, causing creatures you control to get +1/+0 for each Haze of Rage, then return the original Haze of Rage to your hand. 9. Repeat. Combo results. 1. Infinite ETB triggers. 2. Infinite LTB triggers. 3. Infinite Storm Count. 4. Infinite Magecraft triggers. 5. Infinite damage to each opponent's. 6. Infinite creature tokens with haste. 7. Infinitely powerful creatures you control until end of turn. 8. Infinite blue and red mana that can only be spent to cast instant and sorcery spells.
Hi Commander, if you are new here, welcome to our channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. Enjoy!
Non-game changer spells that are commonly found in Aegar decks. Cyclone Summoner. Asymmetric Reset. When cast from your hand, Cyclone Summoner returns nearly all permanents except giants, wizards, and lands, preserving your board presence. Save for Aegar. The mass bounce reduces immediate pressure, helping Aegar remain active so your overkill turns reliably translate into card draw. Rebuild Punishment. As opponents replay threats, your giants and damage spells can engineer excess damage incidents, letting Aegar refill your hand while you maintain tempo. Calamity Bearer. Damage Doubling. Calamity Bearer doubles all damage dealt by your giant sources, increasing both combat pressure and the effectiveness of giant-based damage lines. Overkill Catalyst. By amplifying giant damage, it becomes substantially easier to deal excess damage to opposing creatures or planeswalkers, thereby enabling Aegar's draw trigger more consistently. Faster Lethals. Doubling giant damage to players shortens the game clock, allowing the deck to convert Aegar's card advantage into decisive and faster finish. Squash. Mana Efficiency. The 3 generic mana cost reduction when you control a giant allows you to deploy removal, while continuing to develop your giant's board presence. Excess Damage. 6 damage frequently produces excess damage on many targets, supporting Aegar's draw trigger when your spell dealt damage to an opponent's creature or planeswalker that turn. Planeswalker Control. Squash can directly remove or heavily pressure opposing planeswalkers, and any excess damage to them can convert into card advantage through Aegar's ability. Thryx, the Sudden Storm. Stack protection. Thryx makes your mana value 5 or greater spells cost less and cannot be countered, helping key giants and high-impact finishers resolve reliably. Giant Enabler. As a giant, Thryx supports Aegar's condition that a giant, wizard, spell you control dealt damage that turn, ensuring your combat or damage lines remain eligible for Aegar's draw trigger. Instant Speed Threat. Thryx's flash and flying enable end-step deployment while preserving mana for interaction, improving tempo and positioning you to convert subsequent excess damage lines into Aegar-driven card advantage. Quakebringer. Combat Overkill. As a 5-power giant, Quakebringer often deals more than lethal damage to blockers, enabling Aegar's excess damage draw condition when your giant dealt damage that turn. Graveyard Threat. Quakebringer continues triggering from the graveyard as long as you control the giant, sustaining pressure while Aegar helps you maintain resources through card draw. Life Gain Denial. Preventing opponents from gaining life reinforces a damage-centric giant plan, ensuring your incremental damage and large swings remain decisive as you leverage Aegar's advantage engine. Glimpse the Cosmos. The selection engine. It smooths early draws by digging 3 cards deep, helping you consistently find giants and the damage spells that enable Aegar's excess damage draw plan. Graveyard Replay. While you control a giant, Glimpse the Cosmos can be cast from your graveyard for a blue mana, providing a repeatable and low-cost source of card selection. Resource Bridging. By providing repeated card access, it supports the steady flow of removal and combat pressure that more frequently creates excess damage events for Aegar to convert into cards. Inferno Titan. Excess Trigger. Inferno Titan's ETB and attack trigger can overkill small creatures or low-loyalty planeswalkers, creating excess damage events that allow Aegar to draw. Split Precision. Dividing 3 damage across up to 3 targets lets you engineer multiple favorable damage breakpoints, improving the frequency and quality of Aegar-enabled card draw opportunities. Combat Overrun. The repeatable red mana pump increases combat overkill into blockers, reinforcing a giant's plan that converts decisive damage exchanges into sustained advantage through Aegar. Stink Drinker Daredevil. Accelerated Giants. The 2 generic mana reduction advances your high-impact giants ahead of schedule, enabling earlier pressure and earlier setup for Aegar's game plan. Mana Flexibility. The cost savings frequently allow giant plus interaction turns, making it easier to both apply threats and still hold up damage spells that can support Aegar's excess damage draw condition. Overkill Frequency. Earlier and larger giants increase the likelihood of dealing excess combat damage to opposing creatures or planeswalkers, improving the consistency of Aegar's card draw triggers. Thundercloud Shaman. Selective Sweep. The ETB damage hits only non-giant creatures, typically preserving your giant board while clearing opposing blockers. Card Surge. If that mass damage deals excess damage to opposing creatures, Aegar can convert those overkill instances into card draw. Tribal Scaling. The damage scales with the number of giants you control, aligning naturally with the giant-centric build and improving both removal reach and overkill potential. Sunrise Sovereign. Overkill Scaling. The +2/+2 anthem materially increases giant combat damage, making excess damage to opposing creatures or planeswalkers more attainable and thereby supporting Aegar's draw trigger. Trample Pressure. Granting trample forces less efficient blocks and improves closing speed, which helps convert Aegar-enabled card flow into decisive battlefield leverage. Board Endurance. The toughness boost improves giant survivability in combat, preserving your giant count and enabling repeated damage sequences that keep Aegar's excess damage plan online across multiple turns. Post your commander on the comments section below, and we will create a video like this for you. Thank you for watching.